And we're gonna come on down and bring our ball, and let's get our core activated. We're gonna start by bringing our knees to our chest and making some circles. And bring your arms down and squeeze the legs so you could start to feel how the core is engaged, and then go in the opposite direction with the knees. Make the circles a little bit bigger. And let's bring our arms over our head and our feet down to the mat. And just start to breathe here. Feel how the feet are pressing down, but we're bringing the breath into the belly, opening the ribs and the upper chest. And just take 3 slow breaths. And notice the exhale. And with that exhale, start to bring the low back down. And inhale, release. And do that a couple of times. And then we're going to bring the arms, let's bring the knees up and bring the arms down. And then bring the feet down and arms over the head. And we're going to do a few of these. And if you want to, you could add the ball there. Otherwise, just squeeze the legs together. And let's do 2 more, waking up the spine. And then we're going to bring our hips up and just take a few breaths, reaching the arms up over the head and stretching. And then as we bring the hips down, let's bring the arms out in a T and take the knees to the right. We're going to turn our head to the left and press the left shoulder blade down. And 1 more breath. And let's go to the other side. Knees to the left, head turns to the right. And breathe, pressing the right shoulder blade down. And 1 more breath. And let's come back to the center. So now we're going to bring the arms down. Let's roll the hips up and walk the shoulder blades closer together. And take another few breaths. And let's slide the ball underneath our back. And we're going to put the hips down and bring the legs straight up. And we're just going to start by bending the legs and straightening the legs. And resist the movement. And balance on the ball. And this time as we bend, let's take the legs straight out and in and up. And do a few of these. With the breath. And we're going to do 1 more. And let's straighten our legs up to the ceiling and point and flex the feet. Let's wake up the toes, and we're going to make circles with our feet. And then circle in the opposite direction. And let's open our legs out and resist the movement as we close, as we press the back down on the ball. Let's do a few more. And 3 more like this. And the next time we're going to add on, bringing the arms through the legs and then over the head as the legs close. And 3 more. And then we're going to bring the legs up and do our forward fold right here on our back. So lengthening the legs toward the chest and let gravity help us out. Straightening the legs a little bit more and thighs coming toward the chest. And 3 more breaths. And then we're going to bend the legs and do happy baby. And start to release the legs a little bit wider. And let's take 3 slow breaths. And then feet together, Baddha Konasana. And we're going to release. Let's put our feet back down on the mat and roll the hips up. Walk the shoulder blades closer together. And we're going to put our back down on the ball again, but lengthen the legs out on the mat, flex the feet and arms over the head. So we're doing a pelvic tilt here, lengthening, rolling the shoulders down and balancing on the ball. Now let's see if we can kind of walk your legs together and take the right ankle over your left ankle, lengthening. So balancing again. And then we're going to uncross and try the left ankle over the right. And then release. And we're going to bring our arms in a goalpost position and put our feet down on the mat. And take that right knee in toward the chest, clap the hands underneath the leg, and bring the arms back to goalpost, foot down. And let's do a few of these. So slowly, not only feeling the stretch, but feeling the balance with the ball. And a few more. And then the last one. And then let's put both feet down. We're going to cross the right foot over the left thigh. And let's lift and lower, going into the hip and slowing it down. So we're really using the lower belly as we lower the foot down. You can even add your hands on your hip bones. And let's do one more and hold the legs up, and you can bring your hands through the legs and hold your left shin. And take 3 slow breaths. And now we're going to release and put the left foot down and uncross the leg and take a breath. And let's try it on the other side. So left foot over the right thigh and lift, resist, and lower. And a few more. Now we're going to hold the leg up and do the same thing on this side. Hands come through the legs and holding the right shin and breathing. Let's take 3 slow breaths. And then let's release. We're going to put our right foot down and uncross. Let's lift the hips again, rolling up. We're going to take the ball away and walk the shoulder blades closer together. And then lift the right leg up and put it down, and the left. And let's do a few more, leading with the heel. And one more time to each leg. And now let's roll the hips down. We're going to come back to our happy baby without the ball and just see the difference. 3 breaths. Let's see if we can widen our legs in a straddle and hold whatever you can, and roll the hips down to lengthen the legs. And one more breath. And then we'll bring our legs together and put our feet down, and let's roll to the side. And we're going to sit up. And let's do our pretzel pose with the ball. So we'll keep going with the hips. So we're going to bring the right leg in front, left leg behind, and sit up tall and feel that lengthening here. Let's twist to the right, keeping the left hip down. And twist to the left. And then forward fold, hinging from the hips. And we're going to come back to the center. Slide the right knee to the center so we could cross the left knee over the right knee for Gomukhasana. And we're going to bring the arms up over the head and put the palms together, widen the elbows. And another couple of breaths. And then releasing the arms, let's do a little hinge forward, kind of opening up the hips a little bit more. And then coming back up, we're going to switch our legs here for our pretzel. And let's bring our left leg in front, right leg behind. Kind of find that pressure into the hip. And when you're ready, twist to the left. And then twist to the right. And let's forward fold, hinging from the hips. And we're going to come back up and slide the left knee into the center here so we could cross the right knee over the left knee. And when you have that, we're going to inhale, reaching the arms up and clasp or put the hands, the palms together, widening the elbows and breathing. So we're feeling that gravity is helping us to open the hips. And one more breath. And releasing the hands down, forward fold again. 3 breaths. And we're going to sit back up and let's uncross our legs and put our feet on the floor and do a little forward fold and breathe. See if you could do or feel that cat-cow in your spine. And because we're on the ball, we could really kind of roll forward as we inhale and look up, and then roll back a little bit, head down, and a couple more times. Really good. Let's come off of the ball now, and we're going to come to hands and knees and do our regular cat-cow. And this is our last one. And now let's reach the arms up over our head and lengthen a little back bend. And then we're going to come on down to our child's pose. And let's try a few iguanas. So reaching the hips forward and looking up, and back to child's pose. And one more time, one more iguana. And then take 3 breaths in child's pose. Let's come into our downward dog. And then bend the knees, they almost touch. And we're going to come back up to downward dog and just do a couple more. Easy does it, opening the spine a little bit. Let's do one more. And we're going to stay in our downward dog and press the heels down a few times. Pedal out the feet. And let's lift up on our toes and bend the knees. And we're going to walk to the top of our mat. And let's hang in our forward fold. Bend the knees a little bit and straighten a few times. And then we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Let's reach the arms up. Clasp the hands over our head. Lean to the right. And then over to the left. And back to the center. And forward fold again. This time we're going to step the right leg back into a lunge and take a couple of breaths and just lengthen the heel away from us. Come a little wider and deeper. and step back, down dog, and then right leg lifts up and steps forward. And the left. Let's roll up again. Reach the arms up, clasp the hands over the head, lean to the right. This time we're going to take our left leg out to the left. And then put that one down, lean to the left. Right leg out to the right. And back to the center, forward fold. And step the left leg back for the lunge. And take a few breaths here, lengthening the leg. Now we're going to step back, down dog, and left leg lifts up, stepping forward and the right. We're going to try our halfway up, forward fold, and inhale all the way up. Let's bring our arms in a goalpost position and lift the right knee up and hold. And then right foot down, arms down, forward fold. We're stepping the right leg back again, reaching the left arm up, spinal twist. Coming back to down dog. Right leg lifts up and steps forward. And the left, and halfway up, forward fold, inhale up, and then arms in goalpost position. Let's lift the left knee up and hold. And then left foot down, forward fold. Left leg back to that lunge and right arm up, spinal twist. And then back to down dog. And left leg lifts up and steps forward. And the right, halfway up, forward fold, and inhale all the way up. And let's bring our hands to our heart and take 3 breaths. Roll the shoulders down. Now we're going to twist the upper body to the right and then to the left. Back to the center. Inhale our arms up, forward fold. And let's step back, downward dog, and 3 breaths here. And now we're going to lift the right leg up. Let's come into plank, back to dog, and 4 more, same leg. And now putting the right foot down, we're back in downward dog. Left leg lifts up. Let's come into plank, back to dog, and 4 more. Let's do 1 more. And left foot down, and we're going to come into our child's pose. Arms behind us, and 3 breaths. And we're going to sit up on our heels and twist to the right. And then twist to the left. Back to the center. And we're going to come into our child's pose, and then puppy pose, and sphinx pose. Elbows down, And 3 breaths here. And let's come up in our half-arm plank. And back to child's pose. This time we're going to walk the arms to the right and then over to the left and back to the center, and then hands and knees. Let's do 3 cat-cows. Just notice the difference in your spine. One more cat-cow. And then a neutral spine. We're going to step the right foot forward and lift the arms up. So we're in crescent lunge. Open the chest. And then twist to the right. Cross the arm over, hands together. Now curl the left toes under and lift that leg up. Extend through the heel. Now we're going to lift our arms up over our head so it's high lunge. And then let's bring our hands down. And we're going to come back to our hands and knees position. And just take a breath. And step the left leg forward and arms come up, crescent lunge. Open the chest. Twist to the left, cross the arm over, hands together. Curl the right toes under and lift the right leg up. Extend through the back of the leg. And now arms up in our high lunge. And let's bring our hands back down to the mat. And we're going to step back, downward dog. And feel the difference in your spine. And let's walk to the top of our mat. And we're going to hold our elbows and our forward fold. And still holding the elbows, Utkatasana. And let's come all the way up to standing, reaching the arms up. Hands to our heart. Twist the upper body to the left. And then to the right. And back to the center. Okay, so we're going to pretend we're putting on our underwear. So bend that right leg, bring the knee up. See if you can hold the right foot. And then just put the foot down. Stand up tall, arms at our side. And we're going to try it on the other side. Here goes the other leg, left leg lifts up. Hold the foot. And then put the foot down. We're going to inhale the arms up and forward fold. Let's step back, downward dog. And we're going to lift our right leg up. Let's step it forward to a lunge. And we're coming back to our high lunge. Let's bring our palms together over our head, widening the elbows. And then let's release the arms, twist to the right, cross the arm over the right thigh, hands together, And left fingers down, right arm up. And let's come back to down dog. And take a breath. And switch legs, left leg lifts up. Step it forward, arms up. High lunge. And then palms together over our head, widening the elbows. Now let's release the arms, twist to the left. Cross the arm over, hands together. And right fingers down, left arm up. And let's come back to down dog. And take another breath. We're going to come into a regular plank. 3 breaths here. Now chaturanga, coming all the way down. And let's reach the arms over the head. And we're going to bend our right leg and lift and lower the leg up and down 10 times. And we've got 5 more. And right leg down. Take a breath and let's switch legs. So bending the left one, lift and lower 10 times. And 1 more. And then both legs down. Let's bring our hands underneath our shoulders, but bring them off the mat. So we're going to do 5 cobras, hands off the mat. And then let's clasp our hands behind us. And we're going to keep going, lifting just the upper body up as we inhale and down on the exhale. And 4 more. And let's press ourselves back to our child's pose and take a few breaths. And let's sit up on our heels again and take a couple of breaths, rolling the shoulders down. And let's put our hands down so we can lift the hips up and open up the quads a little bit. And let's come into table pose, taking our legs out. And now we're going to lift the right leg up and put it down, and then the left, doing a few can-cans like this. The right and the left. And then bottoms down, let's come into our forward fold. We're going to lengthen our legs out in front of us and just hinge forward and take a few breaths here. And as your body opens, release the head. And 1 more breath. We're going to sit up and cross the right leg over the left. We're going to twist to the right. And one more breath. And let's come back to the center and uncross and do the other leg. Left leg over the right, twisting to the left. And one more breath. And let's come back to the center and uncross. We're going to come into a squat pose. And take a few more breaths here. And last deep breath. Let's come into our forward fold, lifting the hips up and taking a full forward fold. If you can, lift the right leg up behind you, so it's like a warrior three with your fingertips down on the mat. And we're going to come to our standing warrior three, hands together and step forward, and we're back into Tadasana. Let's inhale up, exhale forward fold. We're going to come back to our squat. And let's take a few breaths here. Now let's lift back up, forward fold. Full forward fold, so release the head. And then fingertips down, left leg up, warrior three. Feel that balance. And we're going to come to standing again, hands together, step the left foot forward, and we're back in Tadasana. Now we're going to lift the right knee up. Let's hold the right big toe, that big toe pose, left arm out. And then warrior three, right leg back. Let's step the leg back, warrior one, arms up. And reach forward, right hand down, left arm up. And then both arms up, palms together. And now we're going to clasp our hands and come into humble warrior. Inhale and exhale, forward fold. And one more breath. And then let's try our back bend, opening the throat. And we're going to look straight ahead and come back to our warrior three. So holding the hands behind us, lifting the right leg up. And let's step forward, bring our hands to our heart, and take a couple of breaths. And one more breath. We're going to try our big toe pose. So holding the left big toe, stretching the leg out, right arm out. And then here we go, warrior three, left leg back. And then warrior one, stepping the leg all the way back. Arms reach forward, left fingers down, right arm up. And then both arms up, palms together. And then clasping our hands behind us, humble warrior. Inhale and forward fold. And one more breath. And then our back bend, opening the heart. We're going to look straight ahead. Let's come back to our warrior three, lifting the left leg up. And then stepping forward and bringing our hands to our heart. And take a couple of breaths. And let's inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to come back to down dog and take 3 breaths. And then right leg lifts up. Let's come into warrior 2. And reverse. And let's take the right fingers down on the inside of the right foot, left arm up. You can hover if you've been working on that. And take a couple more breaths. Let's come back to reverse. Left arm down, right arm up. And then warrior 2. And we're going to come into Trikonasana, straightening the right leg. And let's come all the way up and reach both arms out. So we're in this wide position, palms facing up. Inhale, looking up, stretching a little back bend. And let's come into our wide-legged forward fold. And legs can go side to side or just hold and breathe. Let's walk into a right side lunge. Hopefully we're seeing a little bit more opening. And then over to the left side. And back to the center. Take another breath in our forward fold. And inhale, coming all the way up, another back bend. And then warrior 2, turning our left foot out. And reverse, right arm down, left arm up. And then left fingers down, right arm up. Hover that hand, reach the right arm up. And take another deep breath. Let's come back to reverse. And warrior 2. Now Trikonasana, straightening the left leg and bringing the right arm up. And one more breath. And let's come all the way up. We're going to reach the arms up for another back bend and forward fold. And let's take 3 more breaths in our forward fold. And now we're going to come back up, arms up, reaching up, and then goddess pose, turning our feet out and bringing the elbows open and closed. And let's hold for a couple more breaths. Inhale up, exhale downward dog, and feel the lengthening in your spine. Let's come into our upward dog. And if you want to try, you're on top of your feet here, lifting the legs up a little bit more. And then we're going to come back to child's pose and take 3 breaths. Let's sit up on our heels, and we're going to bring our hands to our heart and just feel. So let's try our Gonkasana pose. We've got our ball. We're going to come to hands and knees. We're going to cross our right knee over the left knee, and if you need your ball, you could sit back on it and hopefully see the difference in the hips. And then left arm up over our head, bend it, and right arm behind you. Maybe, like I can't touch my fingers together, but it's just that action of the shoulders that's important. So let's take a few more breaths here. And if it's easy for you, you can forward fold. Otherwise, just take 3 breaths wherever you are. And we're going to release the arms first. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Come back to the knees, and let's switch the legs. So we're going to cross the left knee over the right knee. For the other side of Gonkasana, sit on your ball if you need to. And we're going to switch the arms. So this time, right arm up, bend it behind your back, and take the left one behind you. Feel that rotation. So the right elbow is coming up toward the ceiling. And we're going to breathe 3 breaths, forward fold if you want to. And last deep breath. And then releasing the arms first, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. And just come back to hands and knees and uncross the legs. And maybe you want to come into a downward dog to release anything in the knees. And take a deep breath. And move that ball, if you haven't already, out of the way. And let's come down to another child's pose. And then as we sit up, we're going to roll over to the right hip and twist to the right. And take a few more breaths. And let's go over to the other side. We're going to roll over to the left hip and twist to the left and breathe. And one more breath. And now let's bring our legs out in front of us And just get comfortable for a second in Dandasana and feel. So we're going to put our hands on top of our thighs. Just notice the circulation in your body. And one more breath. Let's roll down on our back. And we're going to bring our knees to our chest and just feel the difference as you make some circles. Feel the difference in the hips and the back. And then circle in the opposite direction. And we're going to put our feet down and let's cross the right knee over the left knee. We're going to roll the knees to the left and just breathe here. Find something comfortable for your arms and just notice the breath coming into your ribs. And one more breath. Let's slowly come back to the center and uncross, and we're going to cross the left knee over the right and roll the legs to the right and breathe. And two more breaths. Let's gently come back to the center and uncross. And now we're going to roll the hips up and take a few breaths, stretching the back. And let's slide the ball underneath our back. We're going to put the hips down on the ball. Now I know this isn't, this is kind of more balanced, but let's try. We're going to lift our legs up for Viparita Karani and just breathe here for our final pose, draining the legs. And because we're on the ball, we're just kind of observing ourselves on the ball as we breathe. And eyes are closed. We're going to allow this draining to occur in our body, draining any tension, any toxins from our lower body, and feeling the breath coming into the belly, the mid-chest, and the upper chest. And releasing the facial muscles, the tongue, and the jaw as we relax deeper and deeper. And with each inhale, we're wishing ourselves good health and harmony, peace to our homes and families and communities, and peace for our brothers and sisters everywhere. We're going to slowly bring our feet back down to the mat and take a breath. Lift up off of the ball and move it out of the way, and let's roll over to the side. And when you're ready, come on up to a seated position. And we're going to bring our hands to our heart and seal in our practice today together. Let's take a deep inhale and sigh. One more time. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. I know it was a lot of balance. All right. Have a really good Monday, and glad you were here.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.